How Todd Chrisley is reportedly feeling after wife Julie hits setback at her resentencing hearing. And Julie Chrisley appeals new prison sentence, but why? Todd Chrisley fired from chaplain's assistant job for associating with inmates. I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Hello viewers, I am Toya. Welcome to our new video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. How Todd Chrisley is reportedly feeling after wife Julie hits setback at her resentencing hearing. When Julie Chrisley went to Atlanta for her resentencing hearing at the end of September, she encountered a hurdle. The 7-year sentence was reinstated for the former reality TV star, who was facing charges connected to her and husband Todd's guilty bank fraud verdict. This decision was made in response to prosecutors' recommendation that that specific punishment be imposed. Since then, the Chrisley's attorney, Jay Sargent, has addressed the issue and is now reacting to Todd's purported emotions on his spouse's recent legal setback. Todd Chrisley shared his perspective on the matter in a statement sent by Jay Sargent. The patriarch of the Chrisley Knows Best clan is apparently dissatisfied and extremely disappointed with the decision rendered at Julie's resentencing. Sargent further implied that Todd is concerned about Julie's health and welfare in the message he provided to the New York Post. The concerns stem from the fact that the mother of 3 reportedly encountered a serious health problem while incarcerated. It was revealed that Julie Chrisley had reportedly suffered a cancer scare this past spring. Savannah Chrisley, her daughter, disclosed that her mother had been called in by a jail doctor on an episode of her Unlocked podcast, Via People. Savannah read a letter from Julie stating that the matriarch was informed that she might have a tumor. After the resentencing, Todd may have voiced worries about the circumstance, but it's unknown. In Lexington, Kentucky, Julie Chrisley has been incarcerated at Federal Medical Center since reporting to jail in early 2023. Todd has been detained at Florida's federal prison camp in the meanwhile. As previously stated, Julie was given 7 years, whereas Todd was initially given 12 years. In late 2023, the sentences were lowered, and the couple's legal team believed that more time could be trimmed. Since there was insufficient evidence to establish Mrs. Chrisley's awareness of the finance-based violations she had committed, her sentence was reversed this past June. Savannah responded favorably at the moment, but emphasized that additional effort was required. At first, Jay Sargent anticipated Julie would return home by 2025's spring or summer. With a somewhat modified strategy, Savannah hoped her mother would come back sometime this Thanksgiving. During the resentencing hearing, Jay Sargent expressed his dissatisfaction with the ruling without holding back. He said the judge was biased toward Julie Chrisley and called the ruling unreasonable and harsh. She was being used as an example because she was famous, he guessed. Regarding the Chrisley case's future developments, Sargent stated that an appeal will be made. He also brought up Julie's health issues. Additionally, the lawyer emphasized that he, Savannah, and their team are optimistic in achieving a satisfactory result. In the meantime, it appears that Todd Chrisley's circumstances have not changed all that much. However, based on his lawyer's remarks, the father of 5 is more urgently worried about his wife's welfare. The outcome of their respective circumstances will only become clear with time. Julie Chrisley appeals new prison sentence, but why? AP/Atlanta News First, Atlanta, Georgia reality TV personality Julie Chrisley, who was sentenced to 7 years in prison last month, is appealing the decision. Chrisley's plea for a shorter jail term than the one first imposed was denied on September 25, when a federal judge resentenced her to 7 years in prison for her conviction on bank fraud and tax evasion charges. An appeals court overturned her first 2022 sentence, which led to the ruling. The judge was asked by Julie Chrisley's lawyer, Alex Little, to lower his client's sentence to a maximum of 5 years. She was a minor participant in the crimes, he claimed, and her scattered offenses were dramatic mistakes. He said that she has received more than 70 certificates during her first 20 months in prison, demonstrating good behavior and taking advantage of enrichment programs. The judge was persuaded to reinstate the 7-year sentence by federal prosecutor Annalise Peters. She maintained that the Chrisleys had been charged by conservative prosecutors, that Julie Chrisley was a core part of a fraudulent plan, and that she had not expressed regret, apologized, or acknowledged her crime. Following their close-knit family and lavish lifestyle, Chrisley and her husband, Todd Chrisley, became well known thanks to their show, Chrisley Knows Best. They were convicted by a jury in 2022 of conspiring to defraud community banks of almost $30 million in bogus loans. Additionally, the Chrisleys were convicted of tax evasion for concealing their income. Currently, Todd Chrisley is incarcerated for 12 years in a federal prison. Julie Chrisley is appealing her resentencing term to the downtown Atlanta-based 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. In June, a 3-judge panel of the same court maintained the convictions of the Chrisleys, but they also determined that the trial judge had erred in determining Julie Chrisley's sentence by holding her responsible for the entire bank fraud operation. For resentencing, the appeal panel returned her case to the lower court. Todd Chrisley fired from Chaplin's assistant job for associating with inmates. According to reports, Todd Chrisley, a Chaplin's aide at the Florida jail where he is presently serving a 10-year sentence for tax evasion, fraud, and conspiracy, has been fired, according to his lawyer, Jay Sargent. The former Chrisley Knows Best star was fired after prison officials at the Pensacola facility observed him associating with inmates, who are a member of the prison's residential drug abuse program, People reported on Thursday. According to Sargent, the prison chaplain had always been pleased with Chrisley's services during the 2 years the TV personality had held his job. Thus, his dismissal was unexpected. His client didn't know he had done anything wrong, Sargent told Us Weekly, adding, "He's dismissed for no reason after all this time, saying he can't do it anymore." There was no announcement, no hearing. A representative for the Federal Bureau of Prisons told TMZ, "We do not comment on the conditions of confinement for any incarcerated individual, including their work detail assignments, for privacy reasons." Todd and Julie Chrisley were found guilty in June 2022 of tax evasion and bank fraud. The former real estate mogul was sentenced to 12 years in prison for his involvement in a conspiracy that began 5 years prior to the couple's celebrity on reality TV. USA Network canceled Chrisley Knows Best and its offshoot series Growing Up Chrisley in the wake of their conviction. After the model inmate met the requirements for the reduction under the First Step Act, Todd's sentence was subsequently lowered by 2 years, according to the Tallahassee Democrat. The reality TV star's request for a shorter term than the initial one was denied when a federal judge last month resentenced Julie Chrisley to 7 years in prison for her conviction on bank fraud and tax evasion charges. Savannah Chrisley has publicly criticized the federal justice system and recounted her family's efforts to appeal her parents' convictions and imprisonment following their guilty judgment. She has done so on her Unlocked podcast and during this year's Republican National Convention. According to the 27-year-old former beauty queen, she feels that God sent her father to the Pensacola federal prison camp in order to truly make a difference. On her podcast in 2023, Savannah stated, "I could never be more proud of my dad and the man that he is. He is working in the chapel, which is absolutely amazing." She went on to say that hearing about all the people that are coming to know Jesus in that place was amazing. The dismissal of his client has not affected his firm belief that in the end, God will work things out for him, Julie, and his family, according to Sargent, even though Todd Chrisley is very disappointed and upset about his decision to stop leading religious services at Pensacola, which serve Christian, Jewish, and Muslim prisoners. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.